Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. Friends, today we are back with these two books, and you might have seen these books before in the past, but they look a little bit different because they are being completely rehauled into a completely different theme. So, obviously we can only work on one of these at a time, really, but originally these were kind of like a darker themed Christmas book, and now I'm going to change it into an Enchanted Forest theme book. So we're going to be working on doing that. Today I have some new ephemera printed out, so I'm going to take out some of that old ephemera and put some of this printed new ephemera in, and then of course I'll always make a few little hand pieces to tuck in there. I don't know if we'll do that part in this video. That might be a different video, or if I even do that part on video, but that's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so with the new theme, what I was thinking is keeping the same color scheme, but I want to get rid of like some of the pages like this that are a little bit more Christmassy. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do is really just take out anything that's removable that is very Christmassy. Like, see, this is not so bad. This is actually still perfect for in like Enchanted Forest type of vibe. So I guess this could technically stay in. So let's just run through and get all of that kind of stuff removed. I guess the good thing is they're not overtly Christmassy, so that's kind of a good start. So like here, I would want to cover this probably. It's not so bad. I mean, it's just like poinsettia. Is that what that's called? Holly, poinsettia? Holly. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so this one can go. I'm glad that I actually didn't do these too Christmassy. That's actually helping me a little bit right now. I also want to remove this little piece, and I'm going to add a different thread there, and I'll just put the little charm. I might maybe add that to the bottom here from the bottom of the bookmark maybe, but for now we're just going to tuck that in. This fabric here, it does say merry and bright, joyeux. I'm wondering if I can still use this though, but just cover up those pieces maybe. We'll see. Okay, so the good news is I don't feel like I have to remove a lot. So we'll cover that little Santa. We'll do something different with that Christmas tree, but I can still leave the tag in. So here we might cover this. Maybe it's not overtly Christmassy. This page maybe a little-ish. Okay, this little Santa can go also. So the Christmas holly, I might cover that maybe. I mean, it's a book page. It is to the Christmas theme, but we'll see. This one, This one says Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So I guess we'll take this one out. And Gingy is out. This little one here just kind of looks like a tree with some roses. Her Melinda tag. And this is just a tree also, but I mean, if I want to, I can cover that. What do we have here? Okay, so envelope and a tag. This one maybe cover. It looks like a Christmas tree because of the shape of the tree, but I mean, there's many trees that aren't Christmas trees shaped that way. So we'll see. This one, I can maybe cover that, but it's also not overtly Christmassy. This one here, it does say Christmas down here, but I kind of like, I mean, it's just a piece of writing space in like a vintage font. So maybe I'll leave that one just so that there's some writing space in there. Up here, that's okay. This one says Merry Christmas, so we'll take it out. And the snowflake. Oh. No, the washi. Okay, this tree. Yeah, I think we'll cover that, but we'll still keep the tag. This I made recently from Priscilla's crafting challenge that we did, so I'm gonna leave this as it is because that's fine. And then this piece here, I need to find a place for this in the book, so maybe we'll use it to cover one of those like Christmassy pages. This envelope, it's cardinals. I mean, cardinal is a cardinal. Doesn't have to be Christmas. I still like that envelope a lot. And compliments of the season. That one can stay, I think. And this one probably will go. Meet me under the mistletoe. Or I can just cover that bottom piece with something else. That way we can still use the tag. Okay, not too shabby. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other book, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've got both books removed of as much Christmassy kind of stuff for now as I can. Like I said, we're going to go back through and work on it. And in case you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because, you know, I have shown these books as they were twice now. Twice or maybe 3 times? 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. I can't remember. And they're still available. And so I'm like, well, you know, this is a crafting channel that I do for fun. You know, all of this is for fun, but it is also part of my livelihood, a means to a part of my, you know, a means to an end. Like I have to be able to maintain, you know, in order to be able to survive where I live in California. It ain't cheap, I'll tell you that. So I'm like, well, this is going to be a good test or challenge to try and see if I can do this seamlessly. I've never had to do this before. So, you know, it's new to me, but I'm here for the challenge. So we're going to see what we can do and how this is going to turn out. So some of these pieces I'm going to coffee stain and add them into the book as like big writing spaces. Okay, so something like this would probably... Also, I have to keep in mind that these books are not going to be traditionally like how I'm working in my books. And what I mean by that is they were built, the cover was already built to house a certain amount of ephemera with a little bit of space to be able to add your own. with redoing the theme now, I'm going to have to add some new ephemera in, which is going to bulk the books a little bit more. But I'm hoping that they won't get too out of control. So with that in mind, I might do some thinner, like singular pieces of ephemera like this, which I would use as like coffee stained, and then just fold it up and put it in the book like that. Or maybe even not fold it. I might just cut it a little bit smaller, or maybe I can use this to cover a page that's got something Christmassy on it. So, and then I also printed out some pieces of ephemera that go with the new theme, and these I will have to back onto like a cardstock to make them thicker for journaling on. So, you know, I have to keep all of that into mind here. I know that there are some people who don't mind it when their books get really, really bulky, but I kind of like leaving that to the person who gets the book, because I try to allot for what's in the book, and then a little bit more or a little bit more space for you to add your own. But now, since I'm changing the themes, tricky Mickey. So I also did some pieces like this where I printed some of these bugs from Priscilla's Shabby Creep kit onto just like some paper that can be used for writing also. So I'll be popping those in there, and then again more ephemera to go with the new theme, so that I can back these. So, oh, and then also I printed out on some thinner paper, I printed out some background images that kind of go with the theme, because I was thinking maybe I would like collage these new images over some of the old images that don't really go with the theme. And I think actually I might start with that. Okay. So first, I'm gonna start by just trimming these down, getting rid of that white border. Actually, I might do them all at once because these papers are so thin, it's so hard to cut a single layer. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then if I need to cut these down any further, once I decide which pages they're going to go on, I can do that at that point. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there with my cutting first, and let's find a page that needs to be covered. I'm just not sure about this piece here. It kind of looks Christmassy, it kind of doesn't. And I think I might just feel better covering that one. I think so. I think so. Okay, so where's my ruler? So this page is going to be about 5 1/8 by 8 1/8. So let me cut this down. And I actually wouldn't mind it if it was a little bit shorter. So I am going to cut just a little bit more off the top. And then I'm going to take my collage medium, and I do need to, oh, this one already opened. Okay. Give it a little shake because I've had this for so long. Okay. I'm going to put some of this on the back of my image. If you prefer to just glue this down totally, you can. Technically this is gluing, it's just in a different way. And I sure hope I shook that enough. There we go. I'm like, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look too right. Guess I need to do some more collaging. Okay. So we've got that. Now I'm going to simply place it here. Oh, misplaced. Like so. And I did a little off, so I'll just cut that top piece off once it dries. It's no matter. And I'm going to add a little bit of the glue here on the top as well. Perfect. And I'm just going to let this dry. While that's drying, I will take a look in book number 2 and see where we can add another piece of that paper. So we do have this tree here right off the bat, and this one looks to me, even though the other one had like red in it, to me this one looks a little bit more Christmassy. So I do know I need to cut this down a little bit. A little from the top, and then I'm guessing it's probably going to also be 5 1/8-ish. Yeah. Okay, so let's cut it down. Okay, let's see how it is. Okay. I think that works. Just gonna make sure I really get the edges. So let's go ahead and get our glue. And I'm gonna place this down. I'm not gonna move the book because the glue that's on the table right now. Okay. And now this time I think I'm gonna have to cut some off the bottom. Nobody's perfect. Let me get my napkin and clean this a little so I can move my book closer to me. We of course need to add glue to the top. And I guess you don't really have to do this part, but I am. Like, you can just leave it glued just how it is, but I don't know. I'm just gonna do it like this just because this is how I want to. All right, clean off my brush and we're gonna let this dry. All right, so the first one here is just about dry. I do want to trim that little piece off before I forget about it. See, I'm left-handed, so everything is a little bit different here. Great. Perfect. Awesome. It's already really getting there, guys. Okay, cool. So let's find another place in here. I've got, what, 2 more sheets to do the same. So let's see. I'll cover up this also probably. I need something that looks overtly Christmassy. Let's see what else we can find in here. The less I have to cover, that's actually the better, because it's going to take up less space in the book. So that would actually be ideal for me. Leaves more space for different ephemera. Okay, so the sled. And again, I can probably just add a pocket there. This page, I like it. Okay, this one here. So we got another one of these tree situations, just like up here at the front. Here. So I'm gonna take another one of our papers and we're gonna do the same thing and cover it up. All right. Okay. All right, all right, all right. And I'm going to move this tag just because it kind of stands up a little bit. It's kind of getting in the way. All right, so here we go. I'm going to set up my glue situation. And let me pop this down. How did I do? Oh, wow. Even better. And like I said, if you don't want to glue over that top piece, you don't have to. I just am just for extra reassurance, although I'm pretty confident in this medium, the paper is going to stay down. Like, you really only have to go over the top if you're doing like decoupage, and I'm just really kind of gluing in this case, but you know, it doesn't hurt anything. Awesome. So let's put some glue over top. Just a bit. Okay. Perfect. Perfecto. And we're going to let that one dry. And of course, you already know what's next. And these pages are curling up just a little bit, but they'll flatten out. Oh, let me cut this one down also. It's like new. Okay. All right, let me find the next page. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this one here. So I'm gonna take my same kind of piece, and that's actually perfect because it's going to be green on the opposite side, and give this one a little slice down. Okay, great. Great, great, great. And let's glue. Now, you already know the drill at this point. We're going to add a little glue over the top. All right. Got a little bit of glue on that side I want to clean up. Perfect. So I'm going to let these dry. All right, friends. So we've got some of our pages that are a little bit more covered up. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get some of these pieces of ephemera backed. And for that, I'm just going to simply take a piece of cardstock. You could also use, I don't know, what's it called? coffee stained paper, geez. And I'm just gonna get them glued down. Ooh, my glue is running out. Oh no! And back it. And these will be big journaling cards that we'll tuck in there. And what else do we have? More big journaling cards. So let's do another one. And then, of course, I'm going to cut these down and give them an old stitcherino. Ugh, I don't think my glue is... It's not there, I don't think. I'm just going to have to use a different one for a second. Okay. All right. And what I actually might also do with these is, since I need to cover up some of my, Christmas stuff. Watch, I'll show you right now. Let's one thing at a time, April, one thing at a time. Easy does it, Tiger. All right. All right. All right. Bingo and bingo. Okay, so then these, if you want to, you can round the corners. I think I might like the square today. They're very cute. Love them. All right, so I'm going to set those aside, ready to be stitched. And I'm going to cut this down. And here's what I'm thinking. Okay, let's take a look in here and see. I do want to cover, what does that say? The cold ain't the weather, that's death approaching. That's okay. That one can stay. Okay, we do have a little Christmas fellow here. So for that, maybe what I'm going to do is give this one a little slice, just about in half. Like that. And I think, what can we do? We could make that a pocket, or we could just let it be over it. So if we make it a pocket, we're going to have to back it, which is going to add more bulk to the book. And you guys know I'm trying to refrain from doing that. So maybe if I just give it a little stitch, it might just make a cute little page, place on the page where you can add a photo and then have some of the music showing in the background. So I think that's what I'll do with that. All right, so here we have our piece now stitched around. I'm gonna give it a little bit of glue. And I am gonna use my fabric glue on this because I do have the thread there, and then the book isn't flat when I'm putting this in, so I just wanna make sure it's gonna stay down. Perfect. This is our page that we added in, looking good. And I will come back to this Christmas time piece here. So here, I might end up adding something here, like an image on that side to tone it down a little bit. Same thing on here. I might add a little something else. I'm not sure. And here, I just don't think I have enough things printed. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe we'll do that in our next video, like these smaller little pieces. Let's see. This one's okay. So here on this, the page, I did tear it. So it does have a little bit of like texture, but I can still make myself a little pocket on this page here. So what I think I'll do is, I've got a little scrap here and we don't need very much. So let's cut this piece down. Two and 3/4, and then I will take a 2.5 inch of this, 2.5. Oh, I forgot to get another glue. And then I'm just gonna, oop, hold on. I think this might be too long for it. It is. So we need to cut it about here. There we go. Perf. And then I'm going to give the edge a little distress just to get rid of that border. And glue. Perfect. I'm going to do this edge as well. And I'm going to give this a little stitch on my machine. Okay, great. So, okay, we'll add some glue to this. Like so. And I'm doing this, you guys, so that I can change the theme and then, you know, put these books back up in my Etsy shop. But if you've ever made yourself a book and you're like, oh, I don't really care for this theme, this might be like a helpful thing for you guys to be able to, you know, do some changes and work around in your book to make it something that you really will enjoy. Cool, so now we have a little pocket there. Let's see, up here, I could add a pocket up to the top. Although I kind of like the way this page looks as it is. Okay, here we got another Christmas tree. So, I've got these bugs from Priscilla's Shabby Creep kit. And I wonder if we could use one of these to cover. And I'm just going to loosely fussy cut this because you guys already know. And I think that would actually be perfect. That would be perfect. Okay, I'm going to switch to my Vintage Photo Distress ink. And we're going to distress this down so it kind of blends into the page a lot more than it does right now. And I think you guys, we're going to have to come back maybe in a day or so, maybe the next day or a day in between, depending on how fast I can get the videos edited. And we'll finish these up or, you know, do some more work on them. Because I feel like this video might be getting kind of long already. unless I have edited it down, which I very well may. Okay, cool. Now we've knocked back that white, stark white color, and perfect. Oh my gosh. Yes and yes. Thank you, Priscilla. I'll link Priscilla's Etsy shop below if you're interested in these bugs. Actually, I'll just link Priscilla's Etsy shop in general because I've used a lot of Priscilla's images in these books. Perfect. That is great. These came in so handy. I might also use some of these for focal points on tags, like possibilities kind of endless on these, so that's great. Love to see it when something just works so perfectly. And let me give it one last swish. Yes, yes. Perfection. Okay, here we're going to cover that up also. We'll come back to it. Okay, I'll come back to that fabric tag later also. I like this page because it's got the skulls in there. It's really cool. This here we'll cover up. This kind of actually just goes perfectly there. And then maybe when I come back in, I'll take some of my word sentiments and add a word sentiment over that. And I would like to use my black soot for this. Give it a nice border. And I think I'll work in the other book off camera. And then when we come back, we'll finish doing some more of these like smaller pieces that need to be done also. Okay, I'm gonna put glue on this, but I'm gonna glue it down really good at the edges because I'm not gonna be able to sew on this one once I have it in the book. And I don't really feel like sewing on it right now. I kind of just wanna put this one down. Okay, great. Great, great. Awesome. This piece you guys saw me make in you got to do it kind of slowly because these pieces are a little bit bigger, so they kind of like get a little puff of air. So all right, so that's good. Here maybe I can add something. What do I have left? Oh, I might be able to make like little pockets with that. Maybe that might work. I don't know. What do you think? This deer, should it go? Because this kind of looks Christmassy, but it also could look foresty. To be determined later. Okay, we got another Christmas tree here. So, I might have to print out some more of these bugs. That's what I feel like I want to do. Or maybe I can print out a different tree or something and cover this. There's that other page that we covered up. Okay, we got another tree here. So Might just make a big pocket on this one. I like this image. So we need to back this on something a little bit more sturdy. All right, so I'm gonna glue this and then I'll take this and stitch it. Okay, let's give this one a little stitcherooski. Okie doke. Let's go ahead and get this one glued in. I can't even tell you guys, we have a really nice weather day today, and you guys, it's the best. It's daylight like, you know, it's getting darker later, and it's a warm day today. It was like almost 80 today. I can't even tell you how happy that makes me. I love it because I get to open my house and let the air, you know, open the windows and open the door and just let it refresh. I love it. Great pocket. Perfecto. We got this little black cat here. I'm going to cover that top piece that says Old Christmas. I'll get something else there. We're doing good. Okay, I think that's going to be a stopping point for today. Like I said, I will run through the other book and do kind of like similar to what I did in this book, and then when we come back we'll do some of those little more nuanced areas. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this process so far. If you did, drop a comment down below, let me know what you think. And I think that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.